Today, we're going to talk about a leader whose entire career was basically forged in the fire of the Fortune 500. Her name is Bonita Payton, and she's a 30-year veteran of IT and business transformation. And let's be clear, this isn't just some story about climbing the corporate ladder. No, this is about leading through chaos, building resilient systems, and making the tough calls when billions of dollars are on the line. And this quote from her own book, Leadership Isn't for Everyone, well, it says it all, doesn't it? Her mindset is crystal clear. In the high-stakes world she operates in, social media likes mean absolutely nothing. What matters is legacy. It's about building something that actually lasts, because that's the only metric that really counts in the long run. So what's the why behind that drive? What fuels that focus on legacy? Well, she calls it the Bonita Standard. It's her personal code, and it's what she believes separates the real leaders from the people who are just, warming a seat. And this right here, this is the core of it. For Bonita, getting a fancy title is just the beginning. It's permission to start. The real work, the real test, happens every single day. It's in the hard decisions. It's about backing your team when things get tough. And it's having the guts to challenge a system that's broken. This isn't theory from a textbook. This is a philosophy that was shaped by decades of navigating some seriously complex corporate jungles. Unbreakable, unapologetic, unstoppable. Now look, this isn't just some catchy marketing slogan. This is a declaration. It's the kind of mindset you absolutely have to not just survive, but to actually make a real difference in these high-pressure environments. This is what it sounds like when a leader has been through the fire and come out the other side even stronger. Okay, so what does the standard actually look like in the real world? Well, first off, she leads from the trenches, not some ivory tower. She gets her hands dirty. She also puts people and purpose before the numbers on a PowerPoint slide. She fixes broken systems, even when it's the uncomfortable thing to do. This practical, boots-on-the-ground approach is exactly what makes her such a powerful IT leader. She gets the tech, and she gets the people who make the tech run. All right, so we've got the why, we understand the philosophy, but how does she actually do it? How does a leader with this kind of mindset turn it into actual concrete results for a business? Let's get into the how. A huge piece of her technical expertise is in something called digital workspace services. And let me tell you, in today's world, this is completely non-negotiable. We're talking about building a work environment that's secure, flexible, and lets people be productive from anywhere. Her deep understanding of this stuff was absolutely critical in every major role she's had, especially when big changes were happening. Now, as a consultant, she's basically distilled her entire Fortune 500 process into this powerhouse of an offering called the 7-Hour VIP Day. It's the perfect example of her approach. Systematic, no fluff, just a direct method to find the problems, create a super clear roadmap, and, this is key, start putting solutions in place right away. This is how she brings that big league strategy to her clients. And this testimonial just says it all, doesn't it? Turn chaos into clarity. That's the goal. Her clients don't walk away with a bunch of vague ideas. They leave with a plan they can actually start using the very next day. That is the kind of result you get from a leader who is an expert at untangling complex problems and creating a clear path forward. Okay, so philosophy is one thing, and strategy is another. But let's get to the proof. Where's the evidence? It's one thing to talk the talk, but it's something else entirely to have actually done it under the brightest lights and the most intense pressure. So now we're going to look at the what, the real tangible results from her career with some of the biggest companies in the world. I want you to look at this timeline not just as a resume, but as a highlight reel of crisis management. From tackling a global cyber attack at Transocean to literally building an IT department from scratch at Reynolds after a massive corporate split, you can see a pattern here, right? She's the person they call when things get really serious. Now, I want you to just look at this number for a second. 5. Just 5 hours. What on earth could a leader possibly accomplish in only 5 hours, especially inside a giant global company in the middle of a world-stopping crisis? Yeah, that's how long it took her. At the very beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, she moved the entire global service desk for NBC Universal to a fully remote model. She did it in 5 hours, with zero downtime. And get this, with no increase in abandoned calls. I mean, that is the literal definition of leadership under fire. It's a perfect mix of having a plan and taking decisive, immediate action. And it's not just her own stats that prove it. Listen to what her colleagues say. This quote from her supervisor at Cardinal Health, it nails it.
He highlights that exact combination. She can put out the immediate fire with incredible speed, but she's also thinking about the big picture to build a solution that will last. That, my friends, is the mark of a truly elite leader in IT and business.
So you might be wondering, where does this all come from? What's the foundation for this kind of performance? It's not just about experience or raw talent. It's about a deep, relentless commitment to learning that has been a constant through her entire career. I mean, just look at this background. We're not talking about just one degree. We're talking multiple degrees in business, paralegal studies, and a whole slew of critical certifications in things like business continuity and security. This shows she's never just rested on her experience. She's constantly mastering the frameworks like ITIL and Agile that the best modern companies are built on. This is exactly what makes her such an ideal IT leader and a top-tier consultant. And really, it all boils down to this. This is her value proposition, and it's perfect. She gives you access to the exact same level of strategic thinking and execution that these massive global corporations rely on, but she delivers it in a way that's agile and efficient. It's really the perfect combo for a high-impact consultant. So we're going to leave you with this really powerful question from her book. It's a direct challenge to anyone out there who's in a position to hire or promote leaders. After everything we've seen about Bonita Payton's career and her philosophy, it really forces you to ask yourself, are you choosing leaders for comfort, someone who just agrees with you, or are you choosing the kind of courageous, battle-tested leadership that truly leaves a legacy?